Welcome to Talk Toronto. I'm Daniel Spitz. And now the news. With just hours before the Canadian election, the biggest story this week was NDP leader Jack Layton's surprising rise in the polls. Maybe I too should try seeing Layton in a different light. Oh, there it is. In a related story, Layton has also been accused of visiting an illegal massage parlor, which could explain the rise in his poll. The Liberal Party has obtained a 500-page dossier of controversial remarks made by Prime Minister Harper and have begun to circulate some of his comments. You know things have gotten bad for the Liberal Party when they have to resort to reading Harper's Dear Diary excerpts. December 12th, 2002. Stockwell Day keeps taking my lunch money. January 14th, 2003. Like Simba, I just can't wait to be king. March 18th, 2004. Saw Lego exhibit, have new idea for hair. On Friday, the royal wedding between Prince William and Kate Middleton took place at Westminster Abbey in London. The wedding set two new records, the first being the amount of media coverage dedicated to the event, and the second being the number of middle-aged women crying over their depressing lives. And now, a quick look into weather. Let's go to our meteorologist, Bob Dylan. It's a hard rain, gonna fall. Thanks, Bob. In Toronto, a 63-year-old woman is facing charges as over 50 cats were found in her house. Here now to address the allegations, the Manor Road Cat Lady.
Meow.
Now, Cat Lady, neighborhood residents have complained that... Moving on. The police report details that the pungent smell of feces emanating from the house caused residents to turn against you.
I know, those were my feces.
Regardless, the OSPCA has taken these cats away and you're now being charged with animal cruelty. Any response?
I miss my babies. There's Whiskers, and Mittens, and Fluffy, and Socks, and Queso, and Truffles, and
Okay,
Sue.
so you have a bond with them. How did you name them all?
They're all named after my former cats, which are named after my former husbands.
Wow. Any relation to the Cat Lady in The Simpsons?
You think all cat ladies are related? That's racist.
Maybe we'll stick with some simpler questions instead. What's your favorite film?
Disney's The Aristocats.
And your favorite tattoo artist?
Kat Von D.
What about your favorite Broadway musical?
Oh, I love Rent.
Unreal. Well, I'm out of questions. So... The Cat Lady, everyone. In sports, NHL's second round action kicked off Thursday with the biggest matchup featuring the Detroit Red Wings and the San Jose Sharks. Shark fans are counting on goaltender Antti Niemi, while Red Wings fans remain anti-Antti Niemi. YouTube star Antoine Dodson was arrested this week for possession of marijuana, and you just know when the arrest went down, the cops were all like, "We're searching for evidence, snatching your weed stash up, so you better hide your papes, hide your drugs, hide your papes, hide your drugs. You are really dumb, for real." After months of continued civil unrest in Libya, the UN has responded to human rights abuses by sending in a team to conduct a government-sanctioned probe. Ew. Ew. Here now with some tips on fine dining, our food correspondent, Duncan MacLellan.
Thanks for having me, Spitz.
No problem. So, tell us about your latest culinary experience.
Well, I took the lucky lady downtown to a fine tapas establishment. The first course was a mix of greens with pomegranate cherry vinaigrette.
Ooh, pomegranate cherry.
Yes, this is fine dining. The next was it was a generous helping of chicken between two sourdough flats with a light mayonnaise reduction.
A mayonnaise reduction?
Yes, a reduction. This is really fine dining. Like, that's how they do it. You must be cognizant that there are significant differences between a reduction, emulsion, and a compote.
A compote.
A compote.
A compote.
Yes, a compote. Finally, a chocolate ice cream swirl is delicately confused with Oreo and peanuts.
I'm sorry.
Yes, you are.
No, how is food confused?
Congealed and fused. Kind of like Rob Ford, Joan Rivers, or a jazz.
There are so many things wrong with what you just said.
Daniel, I again say this is fine dining. Please.
Okay, I'm sorry. I guess I got it wrong. Maybe you should tell our viewers where this fine establishment you went to was.
This place was actually called the BK Lounge.
Wait, BK is in Burger King?
Yes.
Duncan MacLellan, everyone. On Monday, hackers were able to gain access to the Sony PlayStation Network and in the process expose personal and credit card information of nearly 77 million users. Much of the blame is being directed at Sony's IT infrastructure, but the real blame should be directed towards the person truly responsible. Sony PlayStation. It only does everything, including stealing your identity. And finally tonight, Ryan Phillippe has announced plans to quit acting shortly after he learns how to start. Well, that's the news. Join us next week when we figure out what happens after April showers. Good night and good comedy.
What?